is up, everybody? Welcome back to I Got You Ted. It's your boy.
Again, if you're not going to body roll when you do it with extra firm nip, it does not count.
Brett.
That is not
What
how
Chris said is Let it go. Let it
Please tell him to let it go. Give me back
It's
to the
your
All
boy.
right, this time I got to let it go.
It's your boy, Kim Zolciak. Not so Beerman. Oops.
But
Because I was
again, I
starting
need
to
to
the party.
understand. So if he filed for divorce, what was the last straw? Because it couldn't have been all the shenanigans she put out on television.
Obviously, it had to be that she
15
wasn't bringing
years.
in no money and he wasn't bringing in no
She
money.
ain't been bringing in no money. When was she making money? When she was
From
on
the show.
Housewives
Look
15
at
years
the
ago?
Housewives. And then you remember
What's
they
the
had the spin-off show. They had a couple of spin-offs.
They did a couple of seasons of that.
And actually,
True
I'm
story.
surprised I didn't get picked up again because I was kind of entertained. But
After the daughter became a little racist, I said Andy had to say no.
Hold on, wait a minute. She became a little racist. What's a little racist?
Remember she was talking about roaches. We still haven't finished our intro. Brother Bear, who are you?
oh, my bad, bad. I had questions.
I be wanting to know.
I am the producer / person that runs this menagerie of individuals, bringing it together.
Well, today is me and Dom running the menagerie because y'all ain't ran shit today. Y'all been fucking up.
Look now, I
My
be
name
on
is
it.
Leela. I'm married to this one.
No,
that other one is one of my best friends, even though he gets on my nerves.
No.
He
Your
was very
name.
mean to me in the chat.
Your names. Do it right.
Oh
Do it
yeah.
right.
What is your name? What is your name?
Do it right.
My name is
What is
Leela.
Do it right.
Leila.
Do it right.
Syllables,
I
5 letters.
shut this shit down. Do it right.
You don't know how to start record, so how you gonna shut it down if you didn't even know how to
I know how to
record
stop
right?
it, nigga. I know how to
You
stop
sure?
it.
Because I had to point to the button in the first place.
Do
I
it
love
right.
Papa, that isn't mine.
Listen.
Always.
Your name is.
My name is Leela Ethel May Ellis Nelson from Cleveland, Ohio, and I'm a Sagittarius.
Terrorist.
Wow.
A
See,
straight terrorist.
This is what I be meaning.
Your name is
Hear the
Doctor.
disrespect?
Well, here's the thing, though. Don't ask me. Don't have me get into it because
I was about to say she's an Aquarius.
Podcast, the Aquarius podcast, I label Sagittarius. Sagittarius. But look, you can't even.
We're done. I will not tolerate this. Y'all only say that because we be telling you about yourselves and you don't like hearing shit about how you could be better at who
y'all
you
be a
are.
little calculated like them
too little.
Falsehoods, fairy tales, fallacies.
I called you. You know, when we did a playlist of songs for each sign, I came up with the song Poison for y'all.
How dare you?
Of y'all way of life.
What is that mean? What does that mean?
That mean y'all, like, here's the thing, like, y'all get along really great with air signs. Y'all get along really, really great with air signs. But the issue with Sagittarius is, I finally said it. It's just like, it ain't no shame in y'all game. And regardless of how toxic and fucked up it is,
toxic
situation, y'all stay, y'all like, okay, and what? Like, well, so you think it's really? Sorry, like, ma'am, y'all think this? So you think your bullshit was really justified? Yes, y'all did.
Because you know how much other shit we let go before we had to even do that.
You don't hear how toxic it is.
Do you understand how much other shit we had to let go before we dragged y'all?
Why do I feel like I'm being threatened here?
Like, pop
into my packaging. Why she threatening me?
I love how we still.
I can't turn my wrist away.
We still haven't even gotten through our intro. That other voice, that other voice who is actually agreeing with the Capricorn this week. for our listeners and the one that you've been seeing and we have not yet formally introduced, if you are Peggy, we would like to introduce you from the Whiskey Sour Podcast, the Candlenista herself, Miss Dawn, aka St. Angela's. How are you, baby? What's going on?
Hi, guys.
Welcome to I Got You.
I'm so excited to be here.
Didn't buy one.
Hilarious.
You now are
Okay,
part of
hold
our
on,
friends
hold
and family.
happening over there because y'all is having a hard time. This
hard
is
is-
it's a puzzle
You know,
happening.
you know what it is? Today is the last day of Mercury's
Mercury.
day. What's it called?
Oh my god!
Retrograde. But
Retrograde.
FYI,
Is it?
no,
Today's the last day, you know?
today is the last day, but we still got 2 weeks
The
of
shadows.
It goes
we
until
forgot
the
the shadows.
31st.
Now hold on. Now that's some new stuff. Y'all just made that.
No,
up.
that is
No,
not
the
new.
shadow.
The
No, it
shadows
is
be
not.
worse sometimes.
What's a shadow? I really don't know what that is. I
Think
know
of the shadow.
retrograde
Cass.
now.
It's
So
the
the
after
retrograde, it's the after effects. Like it's
and then you
still,
get
it's
like a
still
little,
going around.
and then the shadows, like you were in like in the beginning of it too, has the shadows.
Tomorrow is when retrograde ends. Today is the last day.
Yeah, it's it's today. Today's the last day, but then we have the shadows. But I'm telling y'all right now, this has been probably the most chaotic retrograde I've experienced in a long time.
You better tell them because the shit that has happened in the last 2.5 weeks of my life does not add up.
It does.
I want to know what's been going on in your world. You tell us what's your retrograde.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it started with my dog. So I took her to get a rabies shot. And they give you like a disclaimer or whatever, blah 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 blah. Like if she has a reaction, you can get your vet bill reimbursed, which I still haven't done the paperwork for that. She ends up, they said, okay, she could potentially throw up. This is what could happen. She'll be like lethargic or whatever. Yo, this little nigga wakes up out her sleep the next day, just throws up all over the couch.
Oh, babe.
So I'm like, oh my God. So ultimately, thank God I bought like one of the little portable carpet cleaners. And so that had literally started the spiral. Then I didn't even notice that she had hives on her belly. My sister comes into town like that following like Thursday. Mind you, we're still having moments of spurts of throwing up. And I was like, this has been within the 24 hours has passed. This should not still be happening. I look, and by this time, it is now raw because she has scratched and dragged across the carpet so much. And she normally does that anyway to stretch, and she'll scratch her belly or whatever. And it is raw.
Jesus.
So I had to get that taken care of. She had to get like a topical that cost like $45. Like all these different things. But it was like, it was not ending. So this heifer was sick off and on for 2 weeks. I ain't had no sleep. I'm a groggy bitch. And I'm also headed into PMS. I'm checking my calendar. I was like, yo, like, is life just really life right now? Or is this PMS? So I'm looking at the calendar, trying to check the dates. And ultimately, I said, okay, I got a little bit of PMS. But like, when I tell you, like, the bullshit, like communication things, I'm like, I had to cuss my dude out. And I was like, so no, like, so you thought this was okay, blah, 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 blah. And he was like, no, I told you, but you was asleep. Why the hell would you tell me something?
Would you tell me something in my sleep?
I'm like,
I'm supposed to know what you said.
Fellas, we got to do better. I'm just
y'all
gotta
do better. So we get it too, but I tell him, I said, you have to get packs because he was like, he's like, are you okay? I said, no. So immediately he calls. I'm like, I'm tired. She's been sick for 2 weeks and I just can't deal with this. Then work is getting on my nerves. I've been wanting to cry. I can't get the tears out, y'all.
Yeah.
Well, I know a bunch of therapists. We can have a moment right now. Me and you, Des, we'll go away.
I just want to cry. I know I'm gonna feel better. That's the thing. I know I'm gonna feel better.
You got to get that energy out of you. You got to release that energy.
I've been trying, and it's been really hard. I was listening to a podcast other day, The Read, and one of the guys, like, they focus on like mental health and all this stuff. Like, they're both very open about the mental health. Crystal is going to be like a therapist and all this. Like, it's crazy. So he has like this break where he tries to kill himself at Coachella, like the Kid Fury. So he's telling us the motion.
Is that? Oh wait, that's what's on this episode. Oh God. I gotta listen. I haven't listened.
Oh, it's so good. So you listen to the read. I'm trying. Listen, I'm trying to cry because I'm like, I never want to be in a dark place like that ever again in my life. Where that is like where you're having suicidal ideations and different things, right? My heart is weeping for Kid Fury. I can't get the tears. This is what happened when I like focus on being a thug too much. You know, like this gangster life is not easy. And so
that's because you get so blocked up trying to protect yourself from all the other things going on in your environment that you end up overcorrecting and preventing yourself from really accessing the depth of your feelings. And because you can't do that, you don't get to unpack that other shit.
Continue.
I mean, it's just part of it, right? Like that's the meat of introspection. In order to really sit with it, you have to allow yourself to be vulnerable, but you don't get to be vulnerable all day, every day, like these little boring ass white women, right? Like we have to be hard in most of our environments because everybody's already coming for us. So when do I get to be soft? And when do I get to be gentle? And when do I get to be that authentic version of me that deserves to take up as much space as the part of me that does have to be a thug or has to be hard out here? And because you've been dealing with so much, you've also had the added burden of making sure everybody else's feelings and needs were taken care of at the expense of yours. And since you couldn't just turn that off, and now it's been a few weeks, there is no like simple key to unlock that door. You have to have the time and the space to do it, but you don't feel like you've given yourself permission to do that. And you can't get out a simple tear.
So crazy. That's so crazy.
You come for the foolery and fuckery, but Doc got you covered on the mental health.
Yeah,
I'm like, this is one hell of an intro we got going on.
You know, it's crazy because like the latest episode of the podcast, I have a psychotherapist on there, my friend Crystal, and she also has an apothecary line, does candles, soaps, all this stuff. So she had an event, and we talk about it, like where we talk about like healing in real time, right? And what that looks like and the struggle, because it's not pretty. When people think about the journey to healing and all this stuff, we think it's like sunshine and rainbows, and it's like storms. We in the middle of the ocean.
That's a small war. Okay, that's your own little World War II. Well, that should be beyond.
But people also think the healing ends with the sunshine. Sometimes the healing is the storm.
The healing is the storm
in order to get through the rest of that. Like the sunshine and stuff is usually most people's content and their baseline, but the healing, the real work comes when you're at the bottom of that barrel.
Yes,
but it's hard to be there. And if you don't have the resources internally, externally, and the real support you feel you need in order to get through that and to persist through it, that's when you start thinking about not being on this plane of existence anymore, or when other things take advantage of that vulnerability and it gets even more in the way. So I'm glad that you guys had that moment on your podcast to really start to unpack all that stuff. But you even talking about it as you doing that work too. So it's just continuing to give yourself that permission to exist and let what happens in the midst of that storm. And eventually the tears come. And even if they don't, that doesn't mean the healing isn't happening though. So
come on with the healing word, Doc.
I know. I'm like, absolutely. I'm feeling this. Look, I thought we was gonna seriously. Like it's definitely we all are work in progresses. We could all benefit from some level of therapy, and I tell people that all the time. And because you want to be like the best version of yourself as possible, especially not just for you, but to other people, because we always want to leave people and things better than what we found them, right?
Right.
So, man, child.
Everybody needs to do some 3-3-5 breathing, some deep breaths.
Well, not 3. Oh, I forgot about 3-3-5. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Oh.
You know, that's my go-to mindfulness technique. I got to do that when I take my blood pressure. Because I be at the dentist straight. No, they'll tell you. I get kicked out of the dentist regularly because my blood pressure will shoot up to like 170 over 115 before they do stuff. And they'll refuse to see me because I get so anxious about being there. I have like, what's it called? White coat syndrome when I go to the dentist. So
And
when I get home, though, my blood pressure be like 108 over 72.
Sheesh. You know,
So
have you
then
ever
when
thought
I sit
about listening so you won't hear the tools and stuff to like some sort of like lo-fi music or something,
Okay.
or maybe like your favorite play? Okay, maybe not your favorite
Can I-
playlist because you might get too turned, but like
Right.
So
something
that's
lo-fi that can help you and that helps like soothe and relax
She's
you.
a hood rat. Don't
so
let her
what you
fool you. She's
gonna
a
do
hood
by
rat.
Lil Jon and Lil Scrappy had came on right as she was about to take my blood pressure, and then I started thinking about shit that happened in 2007, like when I got pepper sprayed when I was at the Union Party.
What type of life?
What do you mean? What type of life? You were there, Des. What are you talking about?
When she was pepper sprayed? No,
No, I mean you were there for that life, for that Toledo life. You were there.
No, I wasn't. No,
They have
listen.
never met in Toledo. We
No,
didn't start.
we met one time in Toledo. We met one time
When
in
I
Toledo.
put
I
him
wasn't
out.
there. I was out in the countryside of Findlay, Ohio. Okay,
Well, that's
with the
part of your
cows,
problem.
with the cows and the horses, and the white women that played with cows and horses. Who the hell is getting
Wait a
pepper sprayed?
minute.
and
What do you
why?
mean by that? What do you mean by that?
I
Played
went
with
to
the cow.
I went to a pre-veterinary school in equestrian
Well, you said
school.
played with them horses. What that mean?
That's what I heard. I
Oh,
like
yo,
you were like,
no.
whoa, this
I
one.
went to a very white institution, and
Same.
it was a pre-vet school and an equestrian school, and so like they played with horses.
All right.
All right.
All right. That's all that I meant. I was not talking about no erotic nasty. Bestiality is no one's friend. We don't play.
You got to be clear. You got to be clear.
You got to be clear
on Beyonce's internet, because people can say, you know, anything. Like the other day, like my homeboy, which is so silly. He because I did a shoot with one of my friends when he came in town, and I like did a blurb about it, and then my friend was like, "Oh, I want to, you know, I wish to shoot you or something," and I was like when you say shoot, like, and this person has definitely taken so many photos of me, but I was like, when you say shoot, do you mean like shoot up my club, or like do you mean like images? Because you got to really be specific on the internet. People can take anything out of context.
The fact that you started with shoot up my club lets me know everything that I need to know. Actually,
you know what? And my homeboy would have said that. What is he, a Sagittarius? That's how I was responding.
Again, we just had this beautiful moment.
We did.
I go upstairs
to
me
like
my
to bring it
child
back
goes
to
to
reality,
and then I come back to this.
And she spun the block on you.
Ain't even there. See, but this is what we be meaning. We be chilling, minding our business after we done loved on you, treated you with all the dignity and respect and honor in the world. And then
y'all be love bombing too, so it's okay.
True story.
And then, bam.
So you know what? We're gonna dive in, but before we do the dive in, please just tell us some more. You are a multifaceted, multi-hyphenated. We love the slashes all of it through. You are the candle niece. You are the podcast host. You are what else? There was something that you do it all. So please tell us about all the brands that you.
Okay. So no. Like, I appreciate the question. So you know, I have my candle line. I'm actually testing out a scent right now for summer. I'm pretty sold on 2 scents. So instead of just doing 1 scent for the summer, I'll likely end up doing 2. One of them, it's like passion fruit, pineapple, but it doesn't. What you think it would smell like, it doesn't smell like that. Like when it actually like burns. And I love like things that are like a surprise, right? Like I have a candle in the line called Nue, N-U-E in French, which means nude. And it's peppermint and eucalyptus. And so it smells very interesting. Like I could see how somebody would say, "Oh, this isn't me," but it burns completely. Like it's not like you're even getting those notes for real. So it's like a beautiful
But
surprise.
I'm like, I feel like it just opens you up, though. It just
That's what you
peppermint,
think
like,
it does, but it also,
but in a soft way.
but in it's like, so it's low key kind of, it's a vibe. It's kind of sexy a little bit because it's like, what is that? And then you like peppermint usually, they're like, what? So because the eucalyptus sometimes can smell like pine saw, and then you get like the mint, and it's
That
like,
can also be very cleanser smelling.
yeah. So
Very
definitely,
astringent.
oh no, absolutely. So it's perfect that you say that because anytime that I like sage my house or do anything like do like a deep clean, after like the sage is done, I always burn that candle because it kind of like balances like the energy. It's definitely perfect for like that spa day. So you want to feel like decompressed, and those elements of that candle does that. But so yeah, I'm into making candles. I make them out of my home. I also have 2 podcasts, Whiskey Soured. It's more about libations and conversations. A lot of times we get really drunk. This was messed up and really gone.
As
And
you
then,
should.
like,
I mean, it's called whiskey soured. Like, hello.
yeah, like, and I was like, pass this because I'm drunk. Like, I didn't have the sours. Now I'm soured. And then, we have a podcast. I have a bi-weekly podcast called Everybody Needs an Aquarius because I feel like y'all do. And that's with my co-host Daryl. He's also an Aquarius. We're both from St. Louis. And we just talk about life from our perspective, whether it be something we are going through. We'll have people write in, ask questions. So like one episode, someone asked us to do a playlist for each zodiac sign. So that was a lot of fun. This week we had an emergency episode where we are like, okay, what's going on with Chris Brown for real? Because we had our wits end.
Somebody needs to unpack it. Where's his therapist?
See, here's the thing. We talk about this. I said, I feel like the people around him and his family in particular really failed him after the Rihanna incident, right? So
Before his mother was his friend his whole life.
Well, it's so many. When you start to really dive into his history, you learn a lot about him. Experiencing like abuse, his mom being abused, not by his father, but like by a boyfriend. He was wetting the bed, doing all these different things, right? So it's like trauma in Black people. Unfortunately, it goes hand in hand, and we want to unlearn that, right? So I was telling my friend, I was just out of nowhere blurted out. You know, the one person that could save Chris Brown is probably Bobby Brown. He's the only person that needs to really talk to him. Think about it. You look puzzled.
No, I'm sitting with it. I'm sitting with it.
Because
you're saying he needs the older version of himself.
Yes,
been through it at the other extreme end of it to be like, you don't want to end up like me. Is that what I'm? You don't want to
end up like me. You don't want to end up like Whitney. You don't want to end up like Bobby Christina, right? So I'm here to have that heart to heart with you because you can still be, like this heartthrobbing type person, but the level of cocaine that is probably in that boy's system, you can. I've encountered Chris Brown so many times, and when I tell people, I say he's the nicest guy. He's so nice. He's so smart. But you can tell that he doesn't realize the light that he has about him because he's trapped in the darkness. So he can't see that even though the light is super far, that there's still a light at the end of the tunnel because there's so much darkness. It's a whole thing. But we, so we have a good time and we talk about life and different things. And also, I might be a little of a fashionista.
A little bit. Go on. Don't do that.
Don't do that. We peeped the Instagram. We seen.
Don't do that.
A little bit. I like to look good.
On the cover of magazines and whatnot. Don't do that.
Okay. But speak life into me. Because baby, the way I'm looking for a commercial agent so I can really, really be on the cover of the magazines for real.
Yeah, it's gonna happen this year. It's happening.
So, just like really honing in on myself because I know like we are, like so many of us are, especially Black people, we're so talented in so many different lanes, and I love that. I feel like what we're seeing now is like kind of like a renaissance of creators and being able to do touch on so many different avenues, and being able to partner with like friends that really see the value that you bring, and putting you in spaces and speaking your name, and before you even walk into certain rooms. It's
Yes.
really, really dope. And so I want that for all of us, because Black people, we just don't get to be. We don't get to be. We don't get to do
Ever.
all these different things. And people are like, you're doing too much. No, baby, I'm not doing. I'm not
No,
doing
I'm not
enough.
doing
Not doing
enough.
enough.
Right.
I'm not doing enough
And
because, baby, it's
there's
all these.
so much more than I could be. Okay.
Right, right. And I'm not in the space of like dimming my light and dialing it back for any of you hoes. Okay.
Mhm.
And if you ever
Okay.
tell me that, we are not friends.
Mhm.
Not at
Mhm.
all.
So yeah, so that's a little bit, and I've been some of my friends are really trying to push me to write a book just about my different dating escapades. I'm not there yet.
So I'm
I,
not
I,
there
I be I
yet.
be I be hearing a little bit on that Instagram live.
Uh-huh.
You be talking about just a little bit.
Yeah, just a
Yeah,
little bit,
I
little
think a
bit.
book. I think a book is in order. Yeah, I think
Really?
a book. Yeah, I think a book is in order.
Mhm.
It would be
Definitely.
okay. So so would it be each chapter would be a different man, or like the lessons
A
I
theme.
learned, or is it like
Yes, the
Yeah.
lessons you
Each chapter
learn,
is a different lesson, and then you highlight a
Mhm.
man or two with each lesson.
huh?
what you took away from it.
Yep.
What if these? Never mind. Okay, we gonna
Keep
figure
on
it out.
going.
Because it's your lessons. Like it don't matter about
Mhm.
everybody else. People
Yeah,
are
it's
reading
your
this to
lesson.
If
see.
you,
Yeah,
the
it's
more
about you.
personal it is for you, the more salience it'll actually have for other people.
Mhm.
Yep.
But you have to make it about you, and
Because you're just
then
creating the space for someone to be
exactly.
able to read it and then be like, okay, well, this is something that I want to work towards, or okay, so this is her lesson, and that's not something that I want to do, so I get to do something over here. You just
Because
giving them, you
everybody's
giving
got
them,
that
you showing
chapter
them your
called.
blueprints.
Everybody's got that chapter that's like the time I was a dumb bitch. You know what I mean? Like everybody's got that one. Or had me out here like Boo Boo the Fool. Like everybody has that chapter.
Yeah.
Reviews.
My mama taught me better than this. Like everybody's got these chapters in their head, and you can think of like a situation. Like I know your dumb ass didn't. And then you know what I mean? Like then it's the rest. Like, cause I remember like shit that I've done. And I'm like, I'm so much more intelligent, have more common sense than to have wound up doing X, Y, and Z. But here go my dumb ass in the middle of Chicago with a bunch of sailors down by the wharf for no reason at 3 a.m. with my friend that I just met a week ago. Like, you know what I mean? Like everybody's had that moment. Right? Everybody.
Your friend was right. Your friend was right. You need to write a book too, ma'am.
Okay, because
no.
hold on, I'm intrigued. Tell us more. Speaking of Chicago, it's so funny. I had a funny sexual experience that happened in Chicago.
Oh yes. Haven't we all?
Okay, so we're nothing pleasurable for the first. Okay, so it was this weird thing. I was in college, and my boyfriend at the time, we went to Chicago for like a weekend or whatever. And my best friend, who was still my best friend, there was I don't know how somebody thought that my guy was like, gay. So my best friend and I are talking about this.
Mhm.
So I was like, well, how can and my best friend is gay. So I'm like, what can I do to like try to like there's gotta be something that that I can do to try to test the waters to see like how he gonna respond. And Vernon is like, I'm gonna say Vernon's name. Vernon is like, I don't know, maybe put your finger up his butt when y'all having sex and see if he like
That is
squirm.
assault. You asked for that
Ooh,
first.
did he lean into it?
Yeah,
Or
like,
did
is he gonna lean in or is he gonna clench up? He's like, they'll let you kind of know. We're young, right? Young and dumb. And so I'm like, all right, cool. Like
Another book
I'll
chapter.
try this weekend. Okay. So we're in the hotel, nice views, and we getting it on. So he's now on top. And so I'm like trying to lean him in closer. Like, so he thinking like, I mean, deeper. I'm like, yeah, deeper. All right, I'm trying to put my finger up here. So
I can see you now trying to scooch him back.
That's what I did.
You trying to figure out which finger long enough to get to the entrance.
Well, I can palm like a basketball, so I knew it's my middle finger. So that's what.
Like you're playing a basketball.
Fingers along. So he said,
"Come on, Amazon."
Did he clutch his nipples? How dare you?
He was like, "Why would you do that?" It's like, voice change. I felt so
6
bad.
octaves.
As you should.
It was so good. And I text, I was like, yeah, well, I guess. I was like, he almost beat my ass.
You had that man in the shower listening to Shania Twain, just rocking back and forth like Lord.
Like, why would you do that? I was like, I didn't, I thought, people be liking different things. So I was just trying to see.
Your prostate and your booty hole. Just lean into it.
This is why we have conversations, folks.
I
hope that there's some young ones listening. Don't just be shoving fingers up your man's ass. You're going to fuck around and come back with a butterfinger.
I was young, and now being more mature, I would never do that at my big age.
Growth.
In that moment.
Love it.
You say what?
Growth.
Honestly, this is the book
after right here, young and dumb. And then you tell our story.
Under there. And then I told him, I was like, well, so he definitely, I don't think he is because of X, Y, Z. And we just fell out. And it's so funny because like Barney and I were talking about it. And I said, why the hell did you tell me that? He said, I don't know, girl. I was dumb. Like, we was young. Like, what? I just, and me being gay, like, that's the only thing I could think of. Like, put your finger up his butt. Like, oh, my Barney.
Oh, God. And I bet he's somewhere still telling the story to this day about the time you tried to stick your finger in his booty hole during. I just know.
Do you still know this?
Just lives in infamy.
Do you still know this gentleman?
I still know. We have an episode. He came on the podcast. It's called Case of the X, and we talk about
Did y'all talk about that on the show?
I feel like it came up, or there's actually a bonus episode that I had not dropped because I've been thinking about like starting a Patreon, and so I feel like it would be a good episode for the Patreons with the Patreon.
I mean, that's behind paywall content right there.
But we talk about the ins and outs of our relationships, like what ultimately was like the demise of our relationship. So yeah, out here just living my best life, having a good time.
Well, all right, y'all. We're going to go ahead and roll we go ahead and roll on into our first topic. Before you go sticking fingers in people's booty holes, we're going to talk about setting the mood.
Speaking of, well, it's more like a speaking of. We don't actually change the topic. Just speaking of.
Last two ones.
A better approach to the topic.
So you are the candleista. You are the girl with the sip. So please just explain to us, what is your mood setting? How do you get it right?
Well, hold on. How we talk about that?
Boom.
Gotta get closer. You don't watch enough makeup YouTube channel.
I don't. I don't
what's this hand back here doing?
Well, look, I got a bad shoulder now. I can't be doing all of that shit. This is I can do.
I can't be doing all that shit.
Can't be doing all that shit.
Oh, nice nails, Doc.
I know. I was like, I'm living for this yellow, like this sunshine. So today, my mood is definitely kind of more chill, right? So today would be the day that I would definitely like Saint Germain or Republic. Just because they're a little more masculine for me. I feel like which is universal for some people because it's not too floral, it's not too citrusy. And so Republic has like Shay, and like different notes of like kind of like musk and wood in it. And so I just, it depends, like, and it depends on like, this is so funny. I was telling somebody yesterday about the concept of a nude, right? I said it depends on the mood and how you're feeling in that moment and how you get that off, right? And so with the candles, like that's just where I'm at today. I might, send a photo or two or hope to get some good. But we all about candles for me in general are an experience, right? So it's kind of like Calgon, like letting it take you away.
That's what I say. Your candles really have like their own personalities.
Yeah.
Like when you look in the website and the descriptions, it's like different personalities for each candle. Like, and those personalities set different moods for the occasion. And I love it.
Yeah. And so listen, shout out to me and my copywriting skills. Cause I got a candle that literally when I was testing and playing with the oil, my sister picked it up and was like, ooh, you should call this maybe Mon Frere or something like that. And it has amber in it. And I ended up landing on
one of my favorite notes.
Papa Gateau, which is sugar daddy in French. And I was like, the opening line is like, he might blow a bag on you. Something like that.
Yeah.
And so, like you are absolutely right. And so, like you said, each candle has its own personality, which takes you on a different journey, right? And so, one of my favorite scents, Saint Tropez. Literally, like it smells so luxurious. And you think about like, I was like, oh my God, I'm closing my eyes. Where am I going? And that's where I landed. So it's like just such a vibe, and it has like French lilac in it. So, it kind of really just depends on the day. I'm a girl that's like telling everybody get them all so you can each go on like just every day we going somewhere else.
You can change your scent and your candle with your mood.
You literally can. You literally.
Okay, so which one coming through for the 4-way? Which candle is setting up the 4-way?
So probably La Petition because
okay.
That one is named after Partition by Beyonce, right? So in France, like which actually in the video you actually see her and Jay-Z go to Crazy Horse, which is a full frontal nude burlesque show. In the breakdown scene in that video, that is the original choreography from the show. And so seeing it, I was like, they need to just change this music because it's some terrible music. I'm like, y'all need to change this to Partition because now, that's what we see.
That's what
but it's like literally, it's definitely an experience. And when you spell this message, it has like Dahlia, Black Orchid in it. The oil for that one is a little pricier. And so that changes the price point of that a little bit. But I mean, that for the 4-way, you're doing that because it is a mood. It is sexy. It is,
if you're having a 4-way, you want it to be luxurious. Who wants it?
You want it to be luxurious.
Right.
Who wants a gutter bucket 4-way?
I'm just saying. And here's the thing. Here's my question. Now, is the foreplay is the 4-way planned or is it like something that just happened?
Spontaneous.
No, I would say planned. It's a planned 4-way, like because we're talking about luxury here.
Well, now we also talking about y'all's different personalities too.
Yeah. Well, we know
the 4-way versus who just showed up and dick started falling from the ceiling.
Well, we know Dez it's just gonna happen with
dick falling from the ceiling.
Just sometimes it be
just like really.
How did Dez get involved in this? I said nothing about a 4-way.
You don't have to look. The Peggies know who you are. The Peggies know who you are.
It's been 20 years, Dez.
They know the dick's gonna be falling from the ceiling with this.
I was going to simply ask if I was going to have a nice meet and greet with a nice, tradesman of sorts. What
Tradesman.
Trades. That's all I heard was
Trade.
trade.
With trade. So,
Okay,
I'm
trade.
just having a nice little meet and greet with trade. Which scent should I be going with? Because, you
We
don't
still
want to hit
talking to
something.
trade. He's still on our roster.
Ma'am, we doing
Oh,
it
I'm sorry.
hypothetical. Oh,
My bad.
as I was saying, hypothetically, I'm having a nice little meet and greet with a nice, piece of trade. Like, which scent should I go with for that?
Oh, okay. I'm
Because it
thinking.
can't be too flowery, because
Right. I
that's gonna make
think.
them run.
I think
The
you want
mass
something a little.
niggas.
Yeah. I think you want something a little warm. We're gonna do teak
Yeah.
wood, like little Caribbean teak wood. So plus Saint Michelle.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah. Also, that's where a lot of the black people apparently hang out in France.
Oh,
So you
I'll
want
be
that
ordering.
because I feel like teak wood can go
Mm.
either way, and so you want
Okay.
that. Yeah, do
Um,
that, do that.
Oh, I'm gonna order some and I'm gonna let you know.
Yeah, I'm
See, I have
like,
a personal one. No, go ahead.
Oh, I thought.
no,
Yeah.
I
I
was
was gonna say my situation completely changes the mood because I need one for like I've been at home with my kid all day. I finally got his little ass to go to his room, but I just stepped on a Lego. But I just really need to sit down and breathe for a minute. What I'm supposed to do?
That's what I'm supposed to
see that. Okay, so I kind of would say new or I might give you a little citrus. I might do the Lorient one. Like
Okay.
it because just a little citrusy to kind of
To
like it's
brighten up
open.
my mood and my attitude.
Yeah, to brighten you up a little
Mm.
bit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What? We supposed to be talking about what's personal. Y'all don't know what I be going through every
Yeah,
day.
brighten up my
It's
It's
mood.
that
so
step on
down
the
with my
Lego.
3-year-old.
I heard
Like,
I had
really?
so many flashbacks. So I already knew. Woo child.
I'm just so tired sometimes. And I just be needing cause he only gonna be in there for maybe 30 minutes before he start running amok. Cause he ain't gonna go to sleep. Let's just be honest. So I just need to breathe for a second while I finish watching my old white man shows. And then, I can go back to doing what I gotta do.
Right.
I just want to watch Perry Mason, light my candle, and breathe for a second. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And get the look off your face.
Yeah.
No, kids are. I'm not gonna say a different. It's a different level of. I don't want to refer to kids as struggle, right? But it's like just.
No, I be struggling sometimes. You can say it. Sometimes I be struggling. We
I
can be honest
don't
on
know.
Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to the people. You won't hear this on Mother's Day, but it was when we did it. But yeah, we be struggling sometimes.
I wouldn't. I don't because I don't want like the mom hive to come after me. Like struggle. It's a beautiful journey. No, I'm like I'll be hearing the horror stories. and
I
y'all
say they
just-
must not. They ain't being real with
Tell the
themselves then
truth.
at all.
Yeah. I think definitely to just have a moment to decompress and breathe.
Mhm.
I would definitely hit those notes because like those 2 cents because
Perfect.
it's just a different like you said like where citrusy which is like mango is in that one and
Okay.
it is oh no we lost this
He's about to pop back on. His internet did a thing. We can keep going though.
But yeah, so I would definitely live in those places, but definitely like I tell people if they can, try to experience all of them. And I know for some people
Yeah.
they're like, oh, this price for a candle. I'm like, Louis Vuitton and them is charging like $300 for an 8-ounce candle.
Right.
And I'm
Okay.
just asking you for $30 to $40. And the
Mhm.
cost of materials, too, people, inflation is kicking all of our butts.
Yes, it is.
The cost of so many things have gone up. So it's just like support a small, black business. I'm trying to be thriving in these streets and surviving. So
Mhm.
it's hard out here for a pimp.
Listen, okay.
Especially
But
trying to get that money for the
honestly,
rent.
but I mean, it's
Hold
just the
on. We
quality
got to take a
though.
pause.
We gotta take a pause.